So I had a couple minutes, and I was thinking about the D&D 3.5 book that I mentioned last time. I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. You know, to this day, I still wish that I could have gotten Daniel his book back. I and I want to. I wish I could tell him in person just what followed the playing with him and getting started that way. I mentioned last time the experience I had with my character and in the bank and fishing coin purses out of people's pockets. Well, that was just one experience. Another one I'm really fond of is actually the game that he had been DMing for me. I was thinking about it, and he actually DM'd a couple for me. One time was the first time I met him, and I didn't borrow the book at that point, but it is the same character. But the first time I went to a sleepover. Was it a sleepover? With a buddy of mine. It was either a sleepover or I was there really late. We had been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And some other things. But he was like, hey, not everyone that was going to come tonight came for our Yu-Gi-Oh! We're going to have a mini Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. And so since not everyone showed up, we decided, let's just have some fun and do something that we don't normally do together. He was like, well, I've got Dungeons and Dragons, we could do that. So they lived, it was a small apartment complex, and so he ran over and got the book back from his house and brought it back and was telling us about it. So we spent the next 2 hours making characters, and then we spent like 3 hours actually playing. And that was my first experience with Zeeksai, and my first experience with Dungeons and Dragons. I had so much fun. That was such an experience. I remember we killed a dragon, and it was a bone dragon, and one of the characters took some parts of the dragons and like made a mace out of it, and I took some of the teeth and made daggers out of it. And but yeah, I had never done anything like that before, and so that was it was a lot of fun. But after that, and I just played as a rogue that time. I didn't even know about multi-classing. That was something I discovered between then and the next time I played. Because the next time I played with him, we took like an hour to make the characters. We were between classes at the college we were going to, and I think he was a high school student who was doing like part-time at the college for credits or something like that. I'm not entirely sure how that worked. I was homeschooled, so I never did any of that. But yeah, and so we sat in one of the art rooms and made a character, and he DM'd for me. And I remember I was fighting a werewolf, and he had helped me figure out the multi-classing so that I could be part monk, part rogue. And I remember distinctly that I was not doing well against the werewolf. It was just my character. It was a solo campaign, and he was DMing for it. And I remember I managed to get one good punch off or something right in the jaw of the werewolf, and kind of slam his bottom of his mouth in the top portion. And the werewolf was like, "Oh!" Kind of like, "Why did you do that to me?" And then the characters actually talked after that and realized they weren't fighting, like they weren't enemies, they were actually there for a common purpose, and they went their separate ways. We were going to pick up after that another time. I don't remember what happened after that. I remember there were some crazy things that happened. I don't remember if I ended up dropping out of classes or not, but I remember that like the next time I went to the university, he wasn't there, or maybe the semester ended. But I know I kept going back and looking for him. We didn't think through the timing on that one very well. But I know I went back to look for him. Like, I'd drive back to the college sometimes and just walk the halls and see if I could find him so I could give the book back. But I never saw him again. And I had been meaning to drive back to where my friend lived at that apartment complex. But it was like an hour away. And so I never got to do that. I grew up in South Texas, and it was a pretty decent sized area, as you can imagine. But sometimes you'd go to like local events and people would come from quite a ways away to attend those, and then you'd make friends, but if you wanted to see them, it could be quite a drive out to where they were. But I still have the book. I still have the character sheet somewhere, and I still have the memories of the werewolf. But thanks again, Daniel, for getting me started on that journey. If I can, I'll get the book back to you someday. If not, I just wanted to say thanks.